The Book of the Second Death. Episode 4. The ascent to Drakmar was steep and unrelenting, the path narrowing as it wound through jagged cliffs and icy ledges. The air had grown thin, and every breath felt like a battle. Yet, despite the harsh conditions, Charlie, Julian, Eleanor, and Drma pressed on. They had no choice. The closer they got, the more the urgency of their mission settled into their bones. As they rounded a bend in the path, a surprising sight greeted them. A small group of Tibetan monks, their dark robes fluttering in the mountain wind. The monks were chanting softly as they ascended, walking with a calm grace that made the treacherous climb look effortless. The lead monk, an older man with deep-set eyes and a serene expression, noticed the group and raised a hand in greeting. Charlie exchanged a look with Julian and Eleanor, and they all nodded in agreement. Perhaps these monks could be an unexpected blessing. "Namaste," Charlie greeted them, bowing his head slightly. The elder monk returned the gesture and spoke in a soft, melodic voice. "Namaste, traveler. You seek the path to Drakmar, do you not?" "We do," Eleanor replied, stepping forward. "We are searching for something ancient, something powerful." The monk smiled faintly, as if her words amused him. "Many who come here seek such things. We are pilgrims, traveling to the monastery for our own reasons. Perhaps our journeys are more intertwined than you think." As the two groups fell into step together, conversation flowed naturally. The monks spoke of their pilgrimage, explaining that they visited Drakmar once every few years as part of a spiritual retreat. The elder monk, who introduced himself as Tenzin, explained that the monastery was a place of profound contemplation and deep spiritual mystery. But it was when Tenzin mentioned the Shivoham that the group's ears truly perked up. "There is a man in our group," Tenzin said quietly as they walked. "He has seen the book you seek." Charlie, Julian, and Eleanor all stopped in their tracks, their breaths fogging in the cold air. "He's seen it?" Charlie asked in disbelief. Tenzin nodded. "Yes, many years ago. He claimed to have witnessed the sacred text itself, hidden in a secret enclave within the monastery walls. He told us of two monks, brothers by oath, who guard it day and night. No one enters that chamber without their blessing, and even those who are permitted inside, they do not always return." "Why?" Eleanor asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Tenzin's eyes darkened. "Because the knowledge within that book is not meant for all. It is said to hold the deepest truths about life, death, and what lies beyond. But such truths are too much for most to bear." Charlie exchanged a glance with Julian. This only confirmed their fears and their hopes. The Shivoham was real, and it was within reach. But the warning lingered in the air, a shadow over their ambitions. They continued to climb together, the winds howling through the mountains. But as they neared the final stretch, something unexpected happened. One of the monks, the one walking toward the back of the group, began to lag behind, his posture growing tense. Charlie noticed him first, watching as the monk's movements became stiff, his eyes darting nervously from side to side. Before Charlie could say anything, the monk suddenly broke away from the group, drawing a pistol from beneath his robes. "Stop!" he shouted, the sharpness of his voice cutting through the wind. Charlie's heart dropped. It was Rajan Singh. He had disguised himself as one of the monks, and now the cold barrel of the pistol was aimed directly at them. "Into the hut!" Singh barked, gesturing toward a small stone structure nestled in the rock face nearby. "Now?" The group hesitated for only a moment before complying, their minds racing. The abandoned hermit's hut looked dilapidated, its stone walls crumbling in places, but it was the only shelter within sight. Singh's plan was clear. He intended to trap them there long enough to make his move on the monastery, unimpeded. Once inside the small, damp space, Singh stood in the doorway, his pistol still trained on them. "I'll make this simple," he said, his voice calm but menacing. "You stay here until I've secured the book. Then you're free to go. Try anything, and I'll make sure you don't leave this mountain alive." Charlie's mind raced, trying to think of a way out of this, but before he could act, something unexpected happened. From the corner of the hut, a figure stirred, an old man, wrapped in layers of threadbare robes, his beard long and white. The hermit, whom none of them had noticed before, had been sleeping in the corner. Groggily, the man rose to his feet, rubbing his eyes. "What is this noise?" the hermit grumbled, looking around at the group. Singh turned, startled. "Stay back, old man," he growled, pointing the pistol at him. The hermit blinked in confusion, clearly unaware of the danger. As he stepped forward, his foot caught on a loose stone, sending him stumbling directly into Singh. In the confusion, the hermit's flailing arm knocked the pistol from Singh's hand, sending it skittering across the floor. Charlie didn't hesitate. He lunged for the gun, but Singh was faster. He kicked the weapon out of reach and bolted for the door. Julian and Dorje rushed after him, but Singh slipped through their grasp, disappearing into the storm outside. "Damn it!" Julian cursed as Singh vanished into the snow. Charlie retrieved the pistol and tucked it away. "He's heading for the monastery." "We need to move fast," Eleanor said, already heading for the door. "Wait." The hermit's voice stopped them in their tracks. The old man, now fully awake, eyed them with an unsettling intensity. "You should not continue, not if you value your minds." Charlie, Julian, and Eleanor exchanged wary glances. "What do you mean?" Charlie asked. The hermit shuffled toward them, his eyes clouded with the weight of years. "I was once a guardian of the Shivoham, many, many years ago. I have seen what that book does to people. Some, they are liberated. They find a deeper understanding of the universe, something that transcends this life. But others, it drives them mad. The knowledge inside is not for the faint of heart." Charlie's throat tightened. "You've seen it? The book?" The hermit nodded gravely. "Yes, and so did another long ago, Prince Darashikoh, the eldest son of Emperor Shah Jahan. He was a seeker, much like yourselves, and he came to this very monastery in search of enlightenment. He read the book, and it changed him. He became more spiritual, more connected to the universe's deeper truths. But it also marked his downfall. His brother, Aurangzeb, was jealous of his newfound wisdom. He killed Dara, believing that power and conquest were the only truths worth pursuing. But before the prince's beheading, he wrote 2 books, partially inspired by what he had read at Drakmar, the compass of truth and the confluence of 2 oceans. However, he was not permitted to reveal the most esoteric of secrets, knowing full well that it could be used for immeasurable harm. Eleanor's voice was barely audible. "What happened to the book after that?" The hermit shrugged. It was hidden away, guarded by those who believed it too dangerous to be read again. But the temptation is always there. People like you, people like Singh, you come seeking answers. But the answers you find may not be the ones you want. The group stood in stunned silence, absorbing the gravity of his words. For a moment, doubt flickered in Charlie's mind. Was this truly worth it? Was the knowledge they sought worth the risk of losing their sanity? Or worse? But then Julian spoke up. "We've come this far. We can't turn back now." Charlie looked at Eleanor, who nodded in agreement. They had all risked too much to walk away empty-handed. The hermit sighed, sensing their resolve. "Very well. If you must go, then I will guide you." But heed my warning. This is not a journey to take lightly. The monastery guards more than just a book. It guards the line between madness and truth. With the hermit leading the way, the group left the safety of the hut, pressing on toward Drakmar. Somewhere in the mountains ahead, Rajan Singh was already on his way. But now they had a guide, a former guardian of the sacred text, and with his help, they hoped to reach the Shivoham before Singh could unleash its secrets on the world. The monastery, ancient and imposing, loomed just ahead,